Hi Virgo, hope you're okay. We're going to do your love readings. Let's see what's in store for Virgo. One card came out already, or two cards came out. So we have the King of Pentacles here. This is an Earth sign card. So this could be yourself, Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus. And we also have 7 of coins here as well. So the Pentacles, so King of Pentacles, and 7 of Pentacles. This indicates there is a growth here, a connection with somebody who wants growth, and it's a slower moving growth, but there is ultimately this knowing that there's this growth setting here. Okay, let's continue to shuffle because Virgo wants his messages now. Okay. So, the 5 of Pentacles. So there is this feeling at the moment where you could feel like you want a bit more out of things, you want a bit more emotional security, you want, although there's an element of growth, you feel like there needs to be an understanding about the direction that you want to go, because you feel like, are things going to remain emotionally secure? Are they going to remain in this growth setting? So there maybe could be some doubts in this connection about where it goes, and would it lead to something more than what is being explained at the moment, what is being shown at the moment. The King of Swords. The King of Swords, again, this is an introduction to another energy. This could be, it's an air sign, so it could be Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini, the Sun sign, let me see. But this is a very logical space. This is somebody who knows their mind, knows the direction that they want, knows the thought process of the thing. So there is this need to have a bit more information about things, more ideas, future thinking. So, and it's looking at the 5 of Pentacles and saying that there's ways out of the situation, ways out of feeling like things are being compressed, because you want to have growth. So having to be more reserved, having to allow things to grow, it creates this availability of introducing new thoughts into things, new ideas. How do we maybe new plans in new strategies in the things that you want to grow together. The Knight of Swords. So a lot of people cards here. So I feel like there could be some different energies involved in the connection that you have. There's just different mindsets here. There's with the Knight of Swords against another air card. So Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. So it's sitting at the moment between Earth and Air. There's a lot of thoughts about growth, about slow moving growth, introducing strategies, getting the information that you need, working out a plan, working on some decisions. How do we move forward? There is this element of growth here, and it's been springboard from the ideas of emotional security, financial security. It's showing that you have enough to grow. It's showing that there's new ideas that keep cultivating. Nine of Cups as well. This shows that you can feel all, you can have it all the emotions. You're having to balance all these different emotions, but it doesn't feel as though it's uncomfortable. I mean, sometimes it can feel uncomfortable, but you also know that you know the patterns of nature of Virgo. You know how to, you know that you've got to tap into certain emotions because each emotion fits a new pattern. So you have this understanding about the different dynamics in what we've got to feel and how each one can be a seed of growth to something. And this is a good way of keeping this connection going because you ideally you want to be people that help you to grow, see the way you do things, understand the way you are intricate with things, your ideals for perfection. And it's great that someone can come in and just help you to introduce these patterns of strategy. You've got the ideas, they may have some strategy. So combining the two together is like such a good way of doing things. But it creates this, there's all these different ideas, all these different emotions there. 5 of Wands, because what your ideas are moving into like a competitive space. I think that's where some of the need to be detailed, to be planned is. But the union that you're in, it's like a great support system. It helps you to feel secure with something because there is this competitive energy that has to come through to help challenge these thoughts, challenge the way some of these patterns you've been dwelling on have to be. So do they need to change? Do they need to take different courses? Do you need to introduce new strategies? And is the emotion and the love around you going to help be that base, that foundation that you need to move things forward? They're really nice. Yes, Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands is taking action. So when you've done your deliberating, when you've done your thought processes, you've got the ideas, you know where it's going to come from, you know what the foundation is. So there is going to be a point where the catalyst of things, it's, you've taken some time, you've taken this moment to allow things to go, to allow the thoughts to go, to allow finances to go, so you can support these ideas. There's this action part about you that wants to start. It's at the beginning process here. Queen of Wands, like this. Queen of Wands here. So again, we're moving into a movement space. We're moving into the ideas of attraction. We're moving into knowing that certain emotions are going to create certain appeals about the environment that you're in. So the Queen of Wands is a fire sign. So it's Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. Very decisive, knows who I'm like. This is a feel attractive person who likes movement, no stagnation, and very, very comfortable in movement. She's very mystic as well. She uses all her powers and all her gifts to be able to be the catalyst, to be the energy that moves in situations. She likes to move forward. The Knave of Pentacles. So this is, this is like Page of Pentacles. So again, there is this learning about things. Maybe there's learning about new environments that you've got to enter into with this competitive energy here. We're having to defend your ideas, having to defend the way strategies have to be. It is a love reading, but there is a lot about this reading. It's about enterprise, about taking direction forward, about having this growth around you. At the moment, we've only got one emotion card here, which is a good one because it's the 9 of Cups. It's showing that you felt everything that you could for the situation. And now it's changing, it's transforming into something that heightens you, and something that you can use to move forward in growth, in emotional security, in the logical space, how things, you understand completely how things have made you feel. So let's get some clarification here. Oh yes, and happy birthday, Virgo. Happy birthday! I won't sing. We don't need that. We need the reading. But happy birthday. I hope you have an amazing time. Virgo season, yay. Time for the methodical thinking, yes. So let's clarify the King of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles here. Yes, Eight of Pentacles. Again, this is completely about manifestation. This is completely about understanding your connection to the higher mind, the spiritual space, the concepts in your own alchemy. What do you create? What is it that you're going to be creating? These thoughts, the ideas, you understand that they need a foundation, financial foundation to springboard you into what you're going to do. I love the Eight of Pentacles card because it is a card of manifestation. You've been dwelling on some certain things for a long time, and now they're in this process of growth, and the connections that you're in at the moment is ideal for this setting. It helps you to acknowledge certain things. It helps you to be back and forth with some of the ideas and patterns and strategies that you have, the logic that you have, the reasoning. Let's clarify the Five of Pentacles, rather, sorry. Five of Pentacles. Seven of Cups, yeah. So Seven of Cups indicates that again, there's so many options here in terms of the emotional space. Which one is it going to be the one that leads you? So sometimes it can be overwhelming because you taking risks on your own ideas can feel like a bit hard, because again, you do want to make sure that everything's perfect. You do want to make sure that everything is right. You're crossing T's, dotting I's, but it leaves you in this place of, oh my gosh, there's so much to explore. There's so much ways that this could go. So you're still in the position where you feel like there's this emotion, this emotion, this emotion. So I think why the readings come out so logical and grounded, because it supersedes the emotion that you feel underneath. Sometimes there may be a little bit of anxiety there about which choices that you should make. But it's also showing that there's complete confidence needed in yourself because you got this completely. Let's clarify the King of Swords. The Emperor. This is a major arcana for Aries, you can deal with Aries, but there is the definite decisiveness. The Emperor creates their land, governs their land. They put in the effort to know who's in the right places, what's going to be this and what's going to be that. They've created these things for themselves, and they're super proud of this. So I think, over the King of Swords is the energy here where logic has been the power, and information is the power. Information creates a great foundation as well. With the concept of financial security, the ideas are so strong, and they create more and more. So this is really, really good, exciting for you further. So let's clarify the Knight of Swords. Four of Pentacles. So again, this goes back to the the financial side of things. There is this need to be reserved, make sure that you're saving, make sure that you're putting your ideas and the Knight of Swords in the right places, making sure that your ideas are backed up by sound reasoning, your plans, the strategies, writing things down, conserving some of the financial elements to make sure that it covers all the ideas that you have. There's so many ideas here. It's just such a great thing here. Let's clarify. And the Nine of Cups. Okay, God that jumped out. Page of Cups here and Ten of Swords. So Page of Cups and Ten of Swords together indicates that there is sometimes I think you feel like you can't trust how things are going to be done because some things are outside of your control. So it's almost as though when it's outside of your control, it creates a little bit of anxiety, but you have to trust that you can allow the thought processes and logic of others around you to create this new beginning in the new financial setting. It's okay. Some of the doubts that you have, again, I feel like the Ten of Swords is a card where it mixes a combination of your thoughts with others and it's to create a stir. So picking out with the birds overhead, you almost have this opportunity to pick out what thoughts are yours that you can move forward with and what thoughts do you have to leave that don't actually belong to you. So coming away from this anxiety, this middle row is almost this is what you could be feeling at the moment. This is certain anxiety that you need to get through, to get past, to move deeper into this union that you have, trusting in this union that can then move things forward for you. Have this element of growth. Let's clarify the Five of Wands. Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is, this is why I just said this, walking away from certain emotions. So you've got Ten of Swords here, so you have to identify which thoughts are yours and which are your own, and then making that decision to walk away from certain emotions that really do not have anything to do with your direction now. And having to move into, what could have been, it could have been felt very competitive in certain emotions, having to battle certain emotions because there was this element of how certain people want to make you feel in whatever it could be. But you're choosing to take your own road, and you will be choosing to take your own road because you're identifying which are your emotions, which are your thoughts, what belongs to you that you can use to manifest, and what belongs in the past because it was just part of your journey. It's not the continuation of those old patterns. Okay, let's clarify the Ace of Wands. The World, yay! The World over the Ace of Wands, completely new beginning here. This is designed to be beginning for a very, very long time. One that expands on your mindset, one that expands on the things that you're doing, the love that you want. There's very much an element of wanting emotional security in the union that you want to seek for, that you have. Just expand on it and having to trust certain things. So I think you feel like there's certain things that it's been hard for you to trust others because of the things that you've gone through. But you do understand that being able to be in a position that you can trust another person, that beautiful thing. You need to create this growth together and just expanding on this, idea of action. So, the grounded space, financial space, moving into the emotional space, the logical space rather, and then having to go through this action space, and it creates this whole world for you. Let's clarify the Queen of Wands. Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles has come out twice now. It came up 4 in the first half of the reading. So again, there's this having to continue to allow things to grow, put some things into action, See how there is an attraction. See what things come in when you do certain actions, and then see how it grows. And then from that growth, take elements of that and continue that pattern, continue that cycle of what grows, what is for you, what creates that attraction. That attraction, creates that divine alchemy, moves things in the way that you want it to go. So let's clarify the Knave of Pentacles. The Lovers, yay, Virgo, some love. This is major card for Gemini as well. Again, this is going to be talking about the on top of the Knave of Pentacles. There is a dual ship here between the energies, and understanding that there's got to be some mirroring and some mindsets and some concepts in the direction that you want to take with each other, understanding each other's strengths and how each other's strengths can be utilized. It's a really beautiful card. I think it's almost like you're falling in love with the journey. All right, so let's get some love of the cards for you, Virgo. Alrighty, see, 2 cards came out. Hand of Cards. Take a chance, risk, be strategic, options, not showing hand, and gambling. Oh yes, this is you having to take some risks. You're having to understand that it's okay to trust the experiences around you, and trusting yourself to know which one is the best one for you. And then we've got engagement ring, partnership, commitment, eternal, completion, and union. Again, they both relate to the reading in terms of, what is it that you reflect in your partner. There's the dual ship between you two, the commitment, the partnership element here. It's a beautiful union. One more. Dragonflies is one of my favorite cards. Be lighthearted, finding out things coming to light, adapt, change, and heal. This is beautiful as well. This is like a transformation card here. Having to understand what you've gone through, to what you have to, go through. Not take things, heavy on. Not having to understanding that all these emotions that you feel, you don't have to feel all of them at the same time. You can definitely just pick out a few and deal with things as they come. Because once you're lighthearted about things and see the beauty and appreciation in the things that you do, this is where the attraction comes from. This is where the Queen of One energy comes from, where there's the appeal, there's attraction. This is what people want to see from you. This is what you want to see in your union. Okay, Virgo, let's get some answers for you. Okay, first card. Oh, angelic protection. Oh, I love that. It's definitely saying trust the environment that you're in. Because ultimately you've created this environment, and you wouldn't create something that is not appealing to you, not safe for you, something that you couldn't be involved in. Further, you definitely, you understand the intricacies of where things go. So understanding that you can trust your own knowing is this definitely here. Is, everything is always higher than ourselves. And just trusting that there is this way that you're supposed to do things, there's a direction that you're supposed to go. Just fall in love with this direction, like you're here with the lovers. Let's bring them cards. Listen deeply. Oh, this is definitely for you. This is definitely for you. Listen deeply to your own knowing. Of course, you understand in life like no one else can, the intricacies. And so this is why people appreciate you. But this is what you've got to also trust about yourself. Just listen to what it is that you need, what it is that you want, and what it is that you can create. What are your thoughts and what are others? Because what are yours, that's what you're focused on manifesting, not what someone else has forced for you are. Let's get another card. Self-acceptance. Virgo, I love this for you. I really, really do. Because I feel like this is where you're getting to at the moment, is really starting to appreciate yourself. It is your season, so the sun shines a light on all that is positive for you, all that you are, and this is your time to acknowledge that you are amazing. Okay, Virgo. I love this for you. If you love the reading too, please like, share, and subscribe, and until next time. Bye.